Recording progress.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the January 18th meeting of San Benito County Board of Supervisors. Start with the Pledge of Allegiance by Supervisors.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Motion to approve, acknowledge, get hosting, please. Move to refer to second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Takes us to board announcements. Would like to kick off board announcement. Anybody in particular? See anything? Anybody have any announcements? Just waiting for. Just get tea problems. Let's get Satel. Is yours Satel?
I don't.
Oh, you don't have. Okay.
Don't have any I can install for as a crowd saying something. Let's just say holidays, happy new year to everyone. That's basically all I for stalling any over there.
Don't worry about it.
No, it's back. Preserve Velasquez.
Say happy new year. Look forward to working with all of you again for 2026.
Great. Yeah, also, well, just for another year, I'm excited for the momentum we've going on things, and our committee updates later today, so we won't be going to committee updates as much during the announcements, but really want to say, this past year, our CEO, new county council, the board of providers work as a team, the staff, we're all collaborating. We know what challenge we set to in the right direction, and I'm excited for what's ahead of this county, for this county board, for this county organization, and whatever we do fix, we're going to fix, and we'll keep the momentum going on. A lot of positive things that we're doing here in county. So just want to thank everybody. Had 1.2. I don't have a speech. I don't need a speech. I just want to thank everybody. And, let's make this in 2026 and come out of 2026 with a lot of momentum. So thank you for that. Sir, did you chance be able to? Otherwise, I suggest whoever takes or maybe for a chance to get back for board and some there. And so that take us public comment. This is the opportunity to comment on items that are not on the agenda. We have public comment forms that are not on the agenda.
I'd like to make a comment in chambers. Please try to speak on Zoom. Please start the raise hand icon. And chambers start with Cindy Patton.
Morning board members and audience too. I could for today was about Lush Lane, and I want to know where the money went. It was designated for victims. I'm going out there since 2022. I have my business animal care, and I have seen a lot in years there, and one problem hasn't been fixed. I've been on KSW regarding this with the recent rains. I was out there the day that the cat came out and brought sandbags, and that was because friends streamed bloody murder and custards. And he came out. That's just band-aid. It's not drained properly. You'd go on that east side of that way. Dad was operating in here. I've been on a trash since I was 5 years old. You bet some people in the county that know, but they're like, they don't. The roads. Apparently, she was told to ask why, where the money went, and said, well, it was for the victims. And it was told by Steve, who don't know the last name, it was a place. I'm sorry. Lover's Lake's right on that backside of 11 that day. It occurred a year and a half to get back in her home. $200,000 in damages. The county out there the other day, they filled potholes a month down. They left us the road untouched. I mean, you do one part and do the rest of it. So, where'd that money go? Maybe the federal government needs to be advised about fraud. Because if it was just put in general fund, that's fraud. And it needs to be investigated. These people deserve. I asked a board as provided this note on the board, why don't you bring the Army Corps of Engineers in? They do this all over the world. And his response was, too much paperwork. I said, what's a person's life worth? What's the residents? What are animals worth? Apparently nothing to you. So the problem is to be addressed. Thank you.
Mr. Add to this.
For clarification, at one point we will have a date on Love Lane. Further comment?
Next in chambers, Steve McGrady.
Good morning. Thank you to the new year, everybody being here and the opportunity to present. I just wanted to, speaking of Sandy and having circled on an incident from a year ago, and Sandy's home was lost due to fire. And I'm so happy that finally the inspection is complete and you are allowed to be back in your home. It's been a year of community support, people coming together, neighbors working together to help her get her back into her home. I got it up here, go thank you to our fire department, saved her home, saved her animals. It's unfortunate that we had to endure some ridiculous, rigorous roadblocks, unnecessary changes in requirements, frustration from the government level. And I hope that moving forward, some of the roadblocks can be mitigated and maybe taken away. If it's not there's some rule that makes sense. Or when people change requirements for permit, you need A, B, and C, and you fulfill A, B, and C, and come back, and they say, oh, no, now you need D, E, F as well. That's just a way to do business. But I'm so glad that you're at home. There that I want to bring up moving forward is we have, as we all know, a whole lot to do here in San Benito County as far as entertainment things to do. So I was wondering, I was hoping maybe the city and county could work together to facilitate, not through taxpayer money at all, but maybe we could have a 4th of July celebration, fireworks display, maybe at the airport or some other large venue that could celebrate our amazing community. And I was expanding on that in my little brain. And I would maybe if we started now, could plan a year's celebration. Same Monterey has been doing First Night Monterey for a long time. So could we have an event with legal fireworks, maybe food trucks, maybe music, the El Slosh, the area out by the airport? I don't know. I'm just brainstorming. We've got time now if we start working on it together with city and county to put together an event for 4th of July celebration for New Year's. And the last that I was reminded of, and
Just wrap up, Cam.
it's the 172 public safety funds.
Megan Taylor's tabulous.
Good morning, Chair, Board of Supervisors, Administration. My name is Tammy Aviles with the Friends of the Benito County Free Library, and I just wanted to take the opportunity to say Happy New Year, welcome back. So it is January, which is our membership renewal time. So to remind out there, if you are a member, please submit your renewals. If you're not, please join us. You're very welcome. Become a friend. It is $15 for an individual, $10 for a senior, $25 for a family, and obviously it supports for the Friends for a Library. In addition, I am also on the board of the Seniors Council, and I just want to put out a reminder that on January 28th at 1:30 p.m., there is a Zoom meeting for the Master Plan for Aging work groups, and that's an open invitation for all. I guess you check this out or sign up for Borough Friend, sbcfriends.org, and then for Senior Council, it's seniorscouncil.org. Thanks so much for your time.
Conclude public comment.
Thank you much. Where's your code? Did you?
No problem.
All right. All right, sounds good. Okay. Yeah, it's always the meeting by the techies. Okay, so it takes to item 1.1, which is nomination and conduct election of chair of the Board of Supervisors for 2026.
I'd be happy.
We got to take commenters. So do we have a comment?
If you'd like to make comment, members, please, by speaker card on, please press star under the raised tag. And it's like I have the comment side.
What?
No public.
Okay, great. So we'll bring up to we have a nominate for chair of the Board of Supervisors. Is there a nomination?
I'd be happy to nominate supervisors there for
Is there a
26.
Second.
person to roll, please?
Supervisor Kaiki?
Yes.
Supervisor Zerger?
Yes.
Supervisor Sito?
Yes.
Supervisor Hurrow?
Yes.
Supervisor Lasks?
Yes.
0, motion passes.
Thank you very much. And we will now do a whole swap seats here, so it'll take a couple minutes.
I'm not moving. I'm safe. Come here.
Four-year-old sanitizer.
Okay, great. Move on to the open nation election of vice chair of the board of supervisors for 2026. Are there any motions for vice chair? Public comment altogether on public comment on this one then.
If you'd like to click on in chat, please provide a speaker card on Zoom, please star 9, the raised icon. And I no public comment.
Nominate Supervisor Velasquez as vice.
Second.
I'll second.
First, second, roll call vote.
Supervisor Singh?
Yes.
Supervisor Vasquez? Supervisor Kaiki?
Yes.
Supervisor Sito?
Yes.
Supervisor Hurrow? 5-0, motion passes.
Great. We don't need to seats this, and you're good. Okay, move on to 1.2, present plaque Supervisor Cosmic for serving as chair from January 2025 to January 2026. And so I have the plaque here, but first I think you public comment. So public comment.
If you'd like to make a comment, change, please put a speak card on, please press star near the raise hand. I have a public comment.
Great. And then to clarify, we need a motion for something like to no vote. Okay, great. Well, I have the plaque here, Super Cosmic. Here you go, sir.
Your plaque. Thank you, so much appreciated. And if you're typical speech, and thank you to everybody. For me, it was an honor. Running the meetings is the first most important job as chair and being a figurehead of the county, and just quite a just really a ton of confidence in Supervisor Zanger to be chair. So thank you again.
Great. Any other comment on the board?
Just want to thank you for your leadership throughout the year. It was a fear, and you seem to keep us all together and keep us on task. So thank you for your service.
Thank you. Moving on, 1.3, this has to do with receiving approved committee appointments, as well as the ad hocs and ad hoc appointment and potential dissolve of committees and ad hocs. First, through comment 1.3.
If you'd like to make a comment, change, please put a speak card on Zoom, press star 9 raise icon. I have public comment.
Okay, great. There's a lot. This one's 5 separate items from this item. Suggest first start with committees and move on to the ad hoc afterwards. So I would say, Chair, I recommend keeping current appointments of the committees. So all of those appointments continue status quo with the exception of NACO. I would recommend appointing Supervisor Curl as delegate, myself the alternate for NACO. I would also recommend that 2 of the committees be dissolved, and was would be the audit committee. And this, as a board, we decided at the end of last year that we were going to handle that an entire board as opposed to 2 supervisors solely on a committee. And 2 of the other committee that recommend we consider to be dissolved would be intergovernmental committee. That's primarily because it's I've been on the committee, and I understand for years prior, there has actually been any official recommendations that I'm out of committee. And this year when I was chair of that committee, we ended up having canceled several meetings because there's just like nothing on the agenda. And so just light of respect staff time work, I think it'd be better if we just form ad hoc as and did with the committees or tricks for issues as opposed to stand committee. So those are my suggestions, recommendations. Any comments on the board? Okay, are there any motions then?
I'll move to approve with a thank you for NACO appointment, Mr. Chair.
Great. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, call vote.
Supervisor Velazquez?
Yes.
Supervisor Koski?
Yes.
Supervisor Tell?
Yes.
Supervisor Kerr?
Yes.
5-0 vote, motion passes.
Terrific. So we have the ad hocs. So in this is also the updates for committee time ad hocs. We'll hand out last. What we want to do, I recommend is go through the ad hocs and determine if goal which they were rated has accomplished. So is all the ad hocs as per government code. If not, we continue with as is. So I would suggest that we go through this and figure out what needs to stay or what's to go, if any. And other than that, obviously who was listening to the ad hocs would, in my opinion, continue unless there's otherwise suggestion. So I know we have County Fire Services ad hoc, and I believe that job is completed. Is that correct? Anyone on the ad hoc?
Sure, I could do that. I believe it specific duty this act was the negotiation of fire contract, and we still do have an existing fire protection advisory committee that would address their fire issue. So that answers your question. That's
great. Okay. Well, so I would suggest that ad hoc be dissolved. The roads ad hoc, the ad hoc to continue roads ad hoc at this point.
Chair, I would say a lot of work on roads here, and quite a few meetings keep this on task. So I would recommend in the act at this point.
Okay.
the chair. I always follow that. Obviously, road improvements is something that want to make a permanent structured part of what we do as a county, and I think certainly is the goal and we intend to. I would say at least for this year where we have all the grant dollar in particular, have at least whoever on the HOC have a connection with staff, bringing back sort of regular updates with my preference. So it's not just the ad hoc. The ad hoc can handle some of the, minutia recommendations, background comfort, but I think prefer personally have those updates, especially of the large dollar amount we're giving the state feds to have a goal on monthly basis to be something that I would recommend.
Yes, I may. Members of the Board of Supervisors, given current additional projects, especially priorities that the board is now placing on these road projects, the board may wish to consider converting the committee from ad hoc to a standing committee because it appears that tasks will continue, they will grow, and they are not focused on a singular project. So it is likely that committee will continue in existence for the foreseeable future, given the board's current commitment. So that would be my recommendations for the board to act today to simply convert it to a standing committee. Thank you.
In support the commission, I just want to remind the board that we are in the process of having a presentation from Steve from the works of a potential $19 million coming way, 17 million and additional $7 million. So that's more than $20 million is kind of way in ground funding that would like to get advantage. The recommendation of the county is exactly what we have in front of our committee.
Okay. I have no problem with that.
My only comment, and I totally support having a committee, is that understanding that committee is making recommendation to the board, that the board is making a determination on it. I just wanted that. I know you guys know this was really just the public understand, but the committee would be able to make the recommendations to the board and why I want to use in certain areas.
Absolutely.
100%.
Okay. Next, we have San Houston Reservoir Ad Hoc. On that, I'll say the work is not yet completed, so I recommend that would continue.
Mr. Chair, I think with so that we have to move to the next phase is really build a recreation plan. I think it actually might be helpful having the board being involved at this point because we can input everybody. And I think all of us want to see that happen. We need input because we all have districts on different things, and we're going to all participate in the ideas for the recreation plan. And that's kind of the point we led at. And I think it'd be more helpful to have the entire board at this point be all rather than standalone ad hoc.
Okay, and just having an agenda item.
I think so. I think it's important everyone involved at this point so we get this thing on. But move it along anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Chair, do you want to suggest any frequency? Is it quarterly? Are we talking about maybe it's quarterly update, or at least getting going on that would refer to as the recreation plan? And I just also add, perhaps this should sort of elevate the top, not to the top. Now we've seen that can have success with advocacy or some federal representatives. If we're going to get this in Houston River opened, it's going to take a significant amount of money, and perhaps that should sort of dual priority on putting together a recreation plan is a fine way to actually pay for.
Mr. Go ahead. I'll say bi-monthly we can keep moving, keep the updates coming through, and hopefully it's
I was going to suggest and provider last month would be great, especially if we get it for the February 19th NIC conference in D.C. I already have meetings set with congressional representative and working on our U.S. senators. So if we could have that, so you guys could give me direction, talk points, and we want to know, I can do that with the Prince D.C.
Great. Okay. Next, we have housing policy reform ad hoc. This is my Supervisor Velasquez. We are still working through all of the items, brought some back that we've tested, but there's still more to work through. And then Plan Mission goes through these items, and they come back to us, so it's a process, but we're still working through things on that one. San County Agricultural Element Stakeholder Playing Group, Curro. Assume that
I have meetings scheduled yesterday to discuss this with, on their talks with the director. Unfortunately, because staff losses has kind of become a little bit an issue, we need to continue it. There's recommendations that are coming in on the way. I have scheduled that meeting for Wednesday as long as I'm in good standing and happy and very happy to hear today. So if I'm in standing row, then we'll have that in that meeting as a date.
Okay, great. The Affordable Housing Act is Curro. This is the different than our housing policy reform because that's the profit or merit, right? Profit housing.
I hate that it hasn't very far. I'm just going to totally honest with everyone. Because of budget and staffing, it has kind of been a little bit of a lull. I think we utilize it this year and really to have a conversation.
Great. I guess we'll keep moving on it then. Animal shelter ad hoc, Supervisor Tello, Supervisor Curl.
Yeah, I think that this kind of got a late start, and we are currently working on it. And so I would say if we could at least take some extension on this to continue researching, having conversations, coming with something to bring board. If we can have till June, I think might be full.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah.
Okay. And the last one, the IT ad hoc with
this one I actually would like to, Mr. Chair, don't mind, I'd like to kind of ask council and the CEO, future CEO, I was saying, sorry, it's nice to have accomplishment in a year. I'm a little, how can we have that? We can't, because of secure purpose and thing, I know that a lot of we can't really want the full board to be informed regularly. Are there other options and not a work that we do?
Actually, we, the IT department and myself, along consultant from, we had several issues that we are fixing with the budget we have available. There's a committee also to continue those discussions about ideas from storage to memory and all that.
How can we keep the full board, because it's such a sensitive topic, how do we keep the full board? That's something we could do in a closed session, that closed session authorized item?
Yes, Mr. Chair, members of the board. Yes, there is a designated exception to the Act or middle session for information technology security. So to the extent that there's any discussion need that involves the county's IT system security, then we would be permitted to discuss in closed session. The general IT issues with respect to potential spenders to improve the system necessarily need to discuss ultimately enacted by the board in open session.
Okay, that's great. And Chair, I just asked if it could make sure we have an IT ad hoc meeting prior to the February 19th to become February 20th. It's an all-day CIO event in C, and I have already registered for that. And there we can bring any changes or issues that looking. They really collaborate the entire day on ways of solving problems and can connect with other jurisdictions that have similar issues.
That's good. We'll keep that one.
I believe the one other ad hoc that you might have.
That's the creation of the transient occupancy tax incentive program.
No, the land acquisition hoc is on the list.
Okay. The land acquisition
I think that would relate to potential purchase of property.
Okay.
One point, but And we included library, which I would like to continue discussions for options. I don't know if that would change the name of the committee.
What I would recommend that the board dissolve the land acquisition ad hoc, and if it's necessary, to create a library ad hoc that could use solely for the point of discussions regarding the replacement of the library. So that would be a single purpose ad hoc that would then bring back recommendation to the board. And then once they come back to the board and the board acts, there it would necessarily dissolve at that time.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
I just suggest if the road go that it's made clear the act is dealing with land acquisition, which is a not necessarily, it can be a confidential matter. We're dealing with negotiation, properties, and things like that. So make sure the library issue itself is still, the sort of as far as public discussion that we take this year that we need to get moving on finding a direction with library. And get kind of what I'm seeing is the thing. Several of these ad hocs, we really need to ramp up ad hoc scheduling and moving some of these things, some momentum early in the year.
I'm going to completely agree. I would almost like to make sure that we direct staff that we set a schedule for ad hoc meeting so that this don't dropped.
Okay. Yes, I agree. Completely agree with what you said. But last year, we came to get focused on the finance issue and put focus as we should have, and we haven't. That's what we did until before it became a problem for this year. So I we could put it together. Timeline are extremely important. Now that we have better direction at Tyree County, we started accomplishing our goals.
I don't know if it would be full or not. My obvious CEO would be included in all of them. Might be helpful to a staff person that is appointed to each ad hoc as well, so that we're able to kind of get going rather than having to rely on the CEO constantly to do some of these. And so it might be helpful as well if we identify the staff people that are on ad hoc with us well.
Mr. Chair, members of the board, I would recommend that the CEO assign staff to each ad hoc as opposed to staff being a member of the ad hoc. The ad hoc membership should limit only to board members themselves. So to tell the case, then it's the ad hoc in their responsibilities.
Great. Okay. And the last one was discussed last year was the approved the creation of transient occupancy tax incentive program ad hoc and appoint President and Supervisor Huro the ad hoc. So I, of course, am still supportive of that a few years ago. Yep. Okay, so this is
Sorry, really quick. I just want to clarify the land acquisition ad hoc. Is that resolved?
I'll go with everything they got here.
Thank you.
It was dissolve the county fire services ad hoc, convert roads ad hoc to standing committee, dissolve Dan Houston ad hoc and have regular bi-monthly agenda items, dissolve the land acquisition ad hoc, create in its base the library ad hoc, create the DOT ad hoc. And then the supervisors that are on the would be a library ad hoc. That I don't know who was in the land acquisition.
It's Cosmic myself.
Okay, so we guys be okay to move forward in library then for ad hoc? Okay. Yeah, any other suggestions? Okay. So those are the recommendations I think we heard. Do we need a motion then?
Excuse me, you mentioned the DOT.
Yes.
Keep it right. And board members?
Supervisor Crow and myself.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chair, Member Supervisor, I may just additional clarification building on what the chairman indicated earlier, and that is the audit committee as a two-member committee is being dissolved in light of the resolution that was then adopted by the board to a committee of whole. So an audit committee will continue, but the audit committee will be comprised of 5 members based upon the resolution that was previously adopted.
Okay, I think the clerk can fix the language on that. Okay, so the motion for the recommendations.
To approve as discussed by the board as stated by chair.
Second. Roll call.
Supervisor Zare?
Yes.
Supervisor Velasquez?
Yes.
Supervisor Mickey?
Yes.
Supervisor Tello?
Yes.
Supervisor Crow?
Yes.
5-0 vote. Motion passes.
Great, thank you. Okay, now, finally on this, is really up that we did last year on staying ad hoc committee. So anything that we already haven't discussed, does anyone want to start with dates?
I'm going to have to apologize because my calendar did not move into this tablet and did laptop because I had a problem. All notes in my calendar. So I'm trying through this as quickly as possible and just do it from memory. So I apologize if I'm a little not as smooth as I normally could be. 3CE on the policy board. Everyone should have received on the board a copy of the letter I sent regarding the PUC and the increases that will be out of the control of the 3CE board. Is it fixed? Oh, then I'm going to say, how about somebody else start and then I'll play with my tablet.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll go back to discuss that. So we actually, after a lot of research from staff, we found out the history of it all. We've tracked down a person for the people that have been that knew most about over the year, and he's some time with us here. Gave us really good news, and that was really that nobody has stopped it, such as we have followed through with steps. The next being recreational land study being together, see if they accept by the feds or what was it, wildlife, or I forgot the other group was, but it was a process of going to steps. And that doesn't mean that we get out there and go fishing at this point, but it looked very positive way of the public being used facilities, either hiking or different activities. We're making big progress. It's going to take a while when you're dealing with the federal government. This doesn't come overnight. It was good to hear that we can make momentum as a community because it's bringing back these who's still.
Great. Anything else? Is that?
That's it for me.
I go going through committees. We're continuing to move forward with this alternative route options, public engagement with that. So we're looking essentially at we have 4-lane concept, a new 4-lane way, $800 million in raising money, or we don't have enough money to do it. So getting toward having our other options on the table would essentially come to using the existing 2 lanes and building all that and an additional 2 lanes. It's something that I have strongly advocated for. So I've been a fog into the fact there's no realistic path forward without having more reasonable cost and realistic project. Fire protection, continuing to move forward with the feasibility study for the fire district potential. LFCO just approved are going to consider the MSR that this board previously discussed. And Monterey Area Resource District, a lot of grant opportunities out there. I've continued to communicate with staff. Latest is a UTV program, so I've to the share about that. There's electric vehicle programs, diesel engine replacement, wood stove change out, all different options. So residents, businesses, urban agencies, highly recommend you go to the EMBA website and take a look at their grant options. It's not complicated, and the money's for a reason. I do best make sure that local jurisdictions are aware of these opportunities and that we get a lot of money out of these. In the last round, the electric, some of the bus and one of the programs that encompasses the electric battery. Joe, we were actually the county that got the most money last year because we were so aggressive. And then tourism we'll be talking about later, so I don't have to go over that. And then this is what we'll be talking later. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. I've done a lot of my updates as we've gone, so I'll try to keep this really brief. Bag are working on our draft 25th metropolitan transportation plan. It was kind of blueprint for regional transportation. So we have a public hearing tomorrow on that. Juvenile justice come in. We've had several of the members resign recently, and so we'll be looking at some vacancies. We'll be looking for members on that. Then the area, I always get confused on what's one. Let me make sure. Area Agency on Aging Committee, which is a part of the Seniors Council, and they're potentially going to see some changes or some very detrimental effects if you don't get an extension January 30th. Some of the funding coming from the federal government potentially have some big impacts to our seniors. And a lot of times when there are delays in things, a lot of funding gets shifted to food banks, et cetera, but not funding for kind of our seniors and making sure that particularly our homebound seniors and making sure the food is getting to them. So I felt that we are, Supervisor Curro and I are very actively engaged. I've started to attend the Aging and Long-Term Care Commission, and we had a great turnout last week at our meeting. Tons of participation, a lot of collaboration, and so I think it's kind of an exciting team. I feel awareness of what's happening to seniors, the impact need. We're kind of all stepping up, and so there is going to great need they're able to do, and we need to stay engaged. But I feel really good about that. So RCRC, we have a meeting next week. We've got some preliminary budget, governor's proposed budget, and it looks like there's a lot of things that he is putting onto the county's responsibility. So funding continue to be an issue, and we're going to look at kind of all our programs and really watch carefully as this bit goes through. There could be some real impacts to our county. And then we'll have a new chair of RC, which is Miles Nitry out of Mapo's County. I very with Miles. Actually, Miles in the last week we're in Monterey. We both spoke at the HOST conference, which is like a police officer, sheriff conference, and both us there. Of relationships, electeds, and law enforcement. And then last public under oversight committee, we had a very good meeting yesterday. We saw our meeting schedule for this year. Some really exciting things happening. We'll be bringing some back to Board of Supervisors, some great opportunities that I think could be really excellent. We've got some more at the tail end of our 2-year contracts with current public defenders, tier 1, tier 2. So we need to probably start thinking about that, maybe getting an extension. Those are things. So there will be a lot of items come back to you. And then actually have been items that committee had not able to address due to time. We don't have time or meetings, so much to talk about. We are actually scheduling a board retreat this winter to really get our solid foundation and really plan moving forward. So a lot of exciting things happening there. First Five, it's going really well. We have kind of a vision task force that is kind of created under for 5, and it's looking like we're going to have some vision screening, TK and Hinder. We're doing a sample. We're working with public health, working with optometrists, speak this. So that is like it will be in April. And I think, I'm going to quick review my committees, but I think that pretty much sums it up. Pajaro River watershed, unfortunately, the last meeting was scheduled, was canceled due to lack of room. So that sums up. Thank you.
Okay, great. I will give updates on AFCO. I'll give the agreement between Sunnyside Water and the Esther Road neighborhood that we had passed at the board level through AFCO, so they got that issue solved. I think Sunnyside helped them out with water dilemma. Tourism are going to be discussed today during their agenda. Housing ad hoc, many of the board recommendations have been discussed at the housing ad hoc and taken to the planning commission, been work of the tenant come to the board. But some of the items during the ad hoc discussion naturally have 2 other ideas, suggestions, but we bring those actually back to the board to essentially get direction to discuss further the housing ad hoc, as I understand, because they were specifically in the scope of the ad hoc. We'll work getting those back so we can continue other suggestions through the ad hoc. No update on the landfill ad hoc this time, nor all committee will be discussing that day. I believe that everything is recurring. Did you get your?
I'm working out problems between all of help staff. I think I have enough to be able to do a brief update. First of all, I want to thank all of the individuals that have worked on all of the committee and the ad hocs out there. It makes our job impossible, because I don't have staff. When it comes to DSAC, I have the governor budget summary for 2627. I'll email that to staff. I'll be seeing all of the board members, so I'm going to go into all the details on that. In December, I sent an individual supervisor because I didn't have time to get back to board. 3DE has, this is where Power 3G&E is managed, and right now the CUC is saying that they're looking at, and I try to bring this down to simple terms, is they're looking at increasing rates because they're not going to charge for rates for development of the infrastructure from prior projects were committed. There's a lot of pushback on this. We're very much against it. It means they're going to increase rates, and 3D has no control over those rate increases. So there's been a lot of requests for us to letter. I wrote a letter, and I told the board members so they're aware of where I stood on this, and I'd like to bring that back and have a minimal presentation on it that everybody's fully aware of it. Let's see. In NO, the Secure Rural Schools bill finally passed, and they're actually retroacting some of the funding that was rejected from the administration. So that's really good. Our local integrated with management task force we have on local air task force. They have been working very hard. They sent me, and I thank them such, a very extensive quarterly update on everything that they had, and great success in reading out for recycling, or at the farmers market, and helping with composting, education programs, cleanups in the community. They have had volunteers on California Coastal Cleanup Day. Volunteers moved over 10,000 pounds of litter in the San Benito County River and surrounding areas. I have a very extensive list here, but also send it out to everyone so they have it. And I'd even posting some of these updates on, I don't know, we have the ability to post on a website where they're very extensive, so we don't have to do so much here at board level. It's just information people can do. The monthly household hazard waste collection event every Saturday, the third Saturday of each month. And that has been a huge success for getting waste off our lands. And we need to spread the word more. So I'm really excited all the work that we've been doing. When it comes to behavioral health has gone through a huge change because of the passage of legislation that is changing how we behave health. And fortunately, we've been focusing on getting our accounting in place to be able to accommodate those changes. But some of the change in this legislation is making us have to change everything that we're changing. I think government at its finest, right? So we're working with the CEO and staff and editors on what changes behavioral health are going to be, how we move forward with them, but also how we use the service changes and identify areas that specific need services in a more proactive way. And it's going to take some time. There's so many layers to this. Had an incredible update from a consultant who has been helping the department. I'm sorry I forgot her, but she was amazing. Really understands the deep side of what we have to do to be able to connect with our residents. Where I'm at on it is that we as a board need to have discussion about how we push the state in allowing us to be more flexible with funding, and how that funding needs to be really available for us to address problem in our community, a rural community. One size at all is working for us, and it's gonna cause more problems. So another thing I'd like to do is next year is working with the hospital and behavioral health, and how that relationship be updated in a legal document. What is the agreement? How are we actually working with Hazel Hawkins Hospital? So when it comes to that one, these I already sent via update when I was at the ESAT conference. I'm not going to repeat myself. When it comes to urgent medical care, the committee, we did meet this last week. One of the big topics is that the health pad top of Hazel Hawkins is actually being retrofitted with fire suppression system. So there's going to be a little bit of a period of about, I believe, 6 weeks, where they're going to have to transport people differently. So that is all because the health pad has fire suppression and doesn't have fire suppression right now. Additionally, looking at like the fire committee, the cities, you guys working on, of a lot of things going on with the feasibility study, potential future district, but that conversation that we put up about having ambulatory services, medical services with, I really would like to continue that conversation. I know it's not not saying we want to be able to award it. I just want a conversation about it. So that thing that is coming up when I'm these meetings. I know I'm kind of a pain in those. Besides that, if we look at ad hocs, kind of already kind of reported out where we're at. The animal shelter one really want us to be more engaged with the, to be honest. They created an ad hoc like staff to directly connect with it. They were doing a tour of the San Martin shelter. We have to do something different. The number of complaints that we have about not being able to dogs. I sat at a veterinarian, my dog had a problem, and I was there for 2.5 hours. And the number of people that came in because they found a stray dog and they said, animal shelter would take it. It's like, ooh, that doesn't seem right. But I don't know enough about it today. Ability partnership, I'm the big conversation that I believe, are you Supervisor Velasquez on that? I believe that this topic we're still talking about is the alignment 152. What will that look like in the future? Besides the expansion and the city improvements of Highway 101 and 25, Highway 101 and 25, I remind everyone, it is not a flyover. If you think a flyover, it's not. It is safe improvement, will be much better than it was, but it's not the end-all game at that intersection. There is a new bridge being built. It will have more lane capacity, will be a light, will be in the queuing lane. The second phase is in Santa Teresa connected to it. Even if it's not San Benito County, you have to admit it affects 90% of the people in our county because everybody comes in on the road. We'll say I've never seen such land movement, so really amazing job of land movement there. Sorry, Supervisor Tello, I was dealing. Did you update on that? I didn't, sorry. Didn't. Okay. So I just want to see what we've tried to do at the vet park, and Supervisor Tello, correct me, I have notes wrong. We have been trying, I don't know if the public fully understands, the vet park is a county park, but we collaborate with nonprofit organizations, which are the users of the park, and they really help maintain the park. We're trying to work out, update the agreements we have with these individuals, identify what each group does so we're not overlapping. What county does. It's been really great. Thank you for all the 10. I think we have an opportunity here. We could really working on some funding sources because this was the improvements worked in the last budget side to be a balanced budget, but we have a major safety problem there. We have to be looking at this as a city improvement, and believe we're going to hopefully able to get funding in maybe if either the state or the head can help with those city improvements. So it's another thing I just want to share this staff knows. I'm sure I missed something. I want to thank this board for all of their work on committees and ad hoc will too. You don't realize how many meetings you're in until you get elected on board, and then all of a sudden constantly in meetings. And so I do agree. Sometimes you have to look at need to dual down, but one of the main things here I'll be focusing on Hawks and Committee is do we have current and updated bylaws, and what is the person meeting purpose? And if we're not, then we do reload it. That's my, I've been, since I would say I was chair, still try to work on it. So thank you much. And I'm sorry I'm a little under the weather. I want to protect my colleagues, make sure I don't get anybody sick.
Thank you. All right, thank you. We'll be moving on then to consent agenda. These matters shall be considered as a whole without discussion. Particular items removed from the consent agenda. So, are there any Supervisor wish poll this time? Supervisor.
I know you guys are going to be happy with me. I have questions for staff in the least 4.2.4. Is that the Kane one?
Yes.
Let's say at least 2.4.
Okay. Others?
2.14, please.
2.14.
There's no others. We'll entertain a motion to approve. Public comment first.
If you'd like to comment, Chase, please put a speaker card on, please star enter these 10 on, and Chambers will support me, Avila.
Good morning, Mayor and Supervisors. I want to bring up in particular the section, the library impact fees, which I refer to page 31 to 33. And under the project identification, page 32, expenditure and transfers. I think the typo, because it's correct, but it has library expansion expenditures to date, $5.5 million. I don't believe that's correct. And I just wanted to bring to your attention and consideration before approved. Oh, so sorry. And then on page 33, it looks like some of the text got dropped off, so it's not complete. Thank you.
Next in Chambers, Elise.
Good morning, Board. Small congratulations to Dom Zanger. You are you're elected as the youngest supervisor in the state of California, and you now remain to be youngest chair to be appointed in the state of California counties. Congratulations. Happy year to everyone. I'd like to bring your attention to 2.7 and 2.7. This is the sentiment, and when you get the attachments, policy requires that attachments in the contract be added, and they're not. So the only thing that added to the item is the amendment number 2, and so it should be also amendment number 1 and also the entire contract. It's not. So I believe that this is an incomplete item. Thank you.
One other on Zoom. Joe, you've been unmuted and you have 3 minutes.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Thank you. I just want to go on record stating I'm still, even though 2.1 has been pulled, and I assume that it's probably not be changed no matter what I say, I still say that I am in favor based on cap of $7,254. That is one half of median income for 4 months. And then specifically it is because no cap can take a full year. 4 months is reasonable, and half of a person's income is a lot for a campaign. We just wanted to just wiggle room there, and we come out $7,254. I think that's reasonable. I don't expect to get here today or anytime soon, but that would be a good funding cap, and that's why I put that number there, just to make sure everybody knows they can work on that issue. As a citizen, I have the right to say, I would take my opinion on that. Thank you.
Thank you. Concludes public comment for consent.
Okay. Then I will entertain a motion to approve consent other than 2.4 and 2.4.
Chair, can I ask a question? Item 2.6, 2.7, we need those to be corrected.
Appoint county council on that.
No, don't need to be corrected. The information is available online as a public record, and we'll make it available as well, but may proceed with the item.
Okay, answer a 2.6 as well regarding the act fee for the library. Some of the numbers were noticed, maybe they're correct.
0.6, may want to continue that to next meeting.
Okay, so I have to go ahead with 2.6 then. Thank you.
Okay, so then we're pulling 2.6 and 2.14 and improving other items to their motion.
So,
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Supervisor Zanger?
Yes.
Supervisor Vakis?
Yes.
Supervisor Cosme?
Yes.
Supervisor Salo? Supervisor Curro?
Yes.
5-0, motion passes.
Great, thank you. Now, just looking at council board, do you want to go to the public hearing in light of time, or should you guys be doing the consent items? Anyone have an opinion? If not, we'll just go with consent.
yeah, I'm fine with that. Shouldn't take too long.
Okay, we'll start with 2.4. Adopted minutes of San Benito County Board of Supervisors establishing campus disclosure requirement and contribution limits. Supervisor Curro?
Yeah, I have a couple questions for staff, and then I after going through, I would do a consideration of a self-funding of maximum $10,000. I just like to bring that up one more time to see if we could have a conversation on. I have some questions for staff. If the county clerk registrar voters is available to them up, I'd like to just confirm a few things. And also may need county council on some of this. So I'm going to go through my notes because unfortunately it was something that I, at the end of the yesterday and I did by hand, so my notes are a little rough. First of all, in this, I want to make sure that all board members and all future candidates for the June primary election understand that it is adopted as it takes effect 30 days. It's the middle of filing period. Filing period is from January 1 through April 18th. In order for the system, if I understand correctly, to do something like in the middle of filing period, this will be manual changes. Is that correct? How does this work?
So, Chair, Supervisor, that is correct. Yes, it is to be within the middle of filing period. The system we've been talking to Greg because unfortunately don't offer a solution allow us to change halfway through. So we'll be communicating with candidates to try and get them to file in coordination with our office. We could put that filing off system and manually do a redaction before voted by the system.
So was any of that in consideration of what cost of this filing option would be? I mean, do we have any idea how much that's going to take?
Most probably going to staff time. We haven't into account that when this route forward. This cost going to be accrued in our department.
Okay, so I'll make sure everyone's aware that means that it is human error because the whole point of this electronic filing is to have things more effective and more efficient where updated immediately. So we're going to file as candidates or whomever that refer off will file candidate and to tell that they file. Otherwise, it'll be posted. It'll show information that may not be a part of this ordinance. So if the limit is $2,500 and they received how to put this? Let's do $100. If it's $100 and they do a $90 donation, $90 donation will show because you've worded it down to $25 or $24.
Correct. This reporting period it will
show you have then pull it off of the electronic system that is visible for the public, redact manually, scan, and put it back in. Just want to make sure everybody's aware.
Yes, for this reporting.
Okay. If we considered not doing it in the middle of a report period and went to next reporting period, the next report period is from April 19th to May 16th. Is that correct?
Yes.
And filing deadline to post for candidates is May 21st. So is the majority of the main June primary candidates because every would take effect for that election. I'd like to respectfully ask the board that there is no potential for error that could open count up to litigation if things were posted. This ordinance did not allow in the period of manual action. So that consideration I'd like this board to do to the April 19th active date falls on April 18th, which there's pre-election voting to 16th. Also want to point out, state in the agenda item, consistent with California counties. It's consistent California county that we would consistent with them. I did research online. I didn't see the consistency in the 58 counties of this ordinance with others is a typo, should have had a cease. Do we know?
Consistent in the other areas, also other sections are also adopting an ordinance to address after the bill had come out to county's ability to
So
enact their own.
the consistency has nothing to do with actual limits that we set.
The limits that were based on the board's discussion, the ordinance itself from other states, primarily Riverside and other.
I want to make clear the way the IT is written that we become consistent with our counties in California, the majority of cases, and I think the true statement. The appeals process, there's an appeal. Before we get to it, let's get to compliance. Just for voters is required to ensure compliance. Can you please define compliance? What I mean is, what does that mean?
So a registered voters election office and staff personally responsible for ensuring the candidate or committee file on time. If don't file, then we have to put a notification. If there's a will intend not to follow, then our responsibility is notify the FPP, that's a person that our committee has essentially not filed, and then we provide documentation showing that we done due diligence by notifying as far as complaints go from our office.
Right. Compliance is not an enforcement. That's my point.
Correct.
Compliance means that if you get a complaint, you have to instigate in the sense that did they file, did not file, did they receive over the amount, did they disclose or did they not disclose properly? I just make sure the public aware of that. Also, it says in the ordinance, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that it says that it will refer to the DA and the Attorney General. I didn't see anything in there about being referred to FPP. So the law requires you report it to the FPP.
That's correct. So registered voters are court action. Someone did not file is to the FPC.
Right. I just want to make sure that if that needs to be ended, it should be ended because not DA and it's not the Attorney General can't be referred. On top of that, they can't eliminate the FBC from being reported to.
Supervisor, if I may.
Please.
The requirement to notify service of the notice violation on the PPC is actually included on set of the ordinance in paragraph D.
Thank you. Okay, I wanted to make sure because I don't want any misunderstanding of you still have to notify Fair Bickle Practice Commission. The next one goes to appeals. And tell me, Council, because you probably tell me I have it wrong. I'm sorry. I was in no state yesterday. Health is able to have this conversation with you. So I appreciate my colleagues in here. Appeal. Appeals are to file with the registrar of voters.
Yes.
If the registrar of voters is doing the compliance and the reporting of any non-compliance, the appeals to the same people are doing. I mean, when I look how the assessor's office works with assessments, assess appeals go to clerk board. Is there any reason that would be a conflict?
No.
Okay. And you understand that you are the appeals process. Okay. The last thing is here, county council has been removed from enforcement. I'd originally seen a draft with some county council. You've been completely removed, correct?
Yes, and the reason we have removed as well as from the lobbying ordinance is the fact that we act counsel to the register of voters. So we advise them on the enforcement responsibilities as their counsel. So it's more appropriate for us to have that role than actually be an enforcement official.
Completely agree with that, and thank you for those changes. So my only request to the board right now is that the effective date, in order to remove manual data process and the additional work in the registrar of voters office that we all manual, respectfully request that we make the effective date it would be April 21st, 2026 for filing of April 18th through May 16th, and May 24th would be filing line. That way it would be electronic the entire way, no manual redaction would be required. Also, I respectfully consider adding an amendment for funding be at $1,000. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any board member, any comments on this?
Yeah, well, I make self-funding is popping up, and I just want to make sure it's clear. Self-funding is a person going out there and not really seeking dollars from groups that interest. Usually my campaign self-funding doesn't mean I don't go out and do raise funds. Tell you what it's about. Where the problem is, different groups can put in as much money as they want. Come with 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, 100,000 these groups legally. In other words, what we're talking about putting a cap on funding is we're going to make sure we tie your hands behind your back and your legs so that PACs can come in and beat you up as much as they want. You can't do anything about it. Now, in my world, I'd like to see, in a perfect world, cap $500 across the board, and we have to go out there by doing a go campaign. That'd be what we really need in our system. But that's not what we have. We have a system that protects specialist groups that are going to come make millions of dollars in communities, and we restrict others. That's not right. So if we can find a way to cap them from coming, I'm going to say directly, development money coming in, I'd be happy to cap funding. We're not doing that. We're not talking about it. Constitutionally, we know already PACs can't be restricted. We all know individuals can't be restricted. So why do we keep this conversation about let's try to restrict individuals, but let's worry about PACs? That's where our problem is. Hopefully something can get to a point where we do restrict down $500 and everyone can't go out there to the door and campaign. Until we get there, or disadvantaged me. This is way perfect. I think $500, the research we have here, make other products to reduce those dollar amounts. They said the choice had to be for $500 across the board. That's it. I know this really works in our world. We can't trick one group and not other.
I'm just curious, if we restricted it $500 across the board, how does that eliminate PACs? I.e., it really is nothing.
I'm saying if we could, I agree with it.
Right, that's not an solution, right? And it's not, I try to make it very clear that we are not saying, the action we are taking and kind of what suggested across the board, it's possible. That's not where we don't have that ability to do that. Would require legislation, that would require that far beyond what we do at the local level. Am I right or am I wrong? That is right. Okay. So send these fundraising limits for candidates. Set the limit on what we can raise from constituents, the community, etc. Right? But have it limited. It's fair game if you're going to self-fund, but if you don't have that ability, then you've got to get supporters, right? Go get, and so I feel the majority of us are going out. We are working with the community. We are getting those donations. And so for me, again, I didn't support this before. I can support unless we include a funding limit. We've got to level the playing field up here, right? And none of us have anything to do with, I don't think, none of us have anything to do with the PACs, with IEs, and us can anything influence, stop, or encourage, or do anything out there. And so I think we have to stay focused on we control, and I feel it'd be a really good, and if 10,000 isn't the limit, kind of like, hey, I think it'd be X. I think it should be some threshold, though, for a funding limit. It shouldn't be unlimited. And it's not, I know, we can use you as an example, right? Because you're kind of working about. I think this is about you, about me, about anybody that's sitting here. This policy is going to be here for years to come, right? We have a policy that we don't, I don't want a policy that in it that we have change in bird. It's like, oh gosh, we've got to do all this stuff. We want a good policy up here, right? It doesn't matter who is in charge up here, but it's good policy. And so that's where I feel like I'd really like get us to a place of setting up a policy that works and that is something that we can all feel good about and move into the future. And, I did compromise of, okay, $2,500, okay, went to $25 over paying. It does seem like a lot of compromise beyond that. And I would love for everyone to consider the update for staff purposes and I think the cost that it's going to cost and then the inclusion of self-funding. I agree, Supervisor O. Thank you.
Chair. Yeah, so this isn't perfect. It's better than what it is perfect because law courts don't allow it to be perfect. Let's clear that. One of the two people that brought this forward, somebody's been pushing for this. I started running for supervisor in 2019. So if you estimate once again, there is a limit of $6,000 for individual donations for a county 65 or so people. There is logic in having a cross-board donation limit because campaign costs a lot more in a bigger county than it does in smaller counties. So it just logically doesn't make sense for a county of $65,000 people. We don't have to send near as much money to campaign, have this limit as a county of 1 million people or a county of 2 million people or 500,000 people or 250,000 people. Just to make sense. This isn't anything radical we're doing. Looking at the list across California. A couple dozen counties have rules in place that are different than the states. A whole lot of cities have rules in place different from state. This is not anything that is out of the ordinary. We're doing the purpose of this, at least from our perspective, I believe, was to reduce influence of special interests from our county, as they have, I believe, in the past historically here, and increase transparency when it comes to those anonymous donations, which are, there's absolutely no reasonable argument to have this $89 donation. And, I did push having anonymity, but with the recommendation for logistical reasons from the elections office to bring down to $25 and agree that recommendation based on what was explained to me, what kind of went this process. As far as self-funding limit, and doesn't really address the purpose of why this brought forward, which is to reduce the influence of special interest and increase transparency. Some self in their campaign is a special interest. There's somebody that's willing to use hard-earned dollars to themselves to be a public official potentially in this community. I have a question whether there's any little ability to set a self-funding campaign and believe. And I have seen, honestly, and I've done my research in these counties, this has not seen that up. This is something that came up to Benito County as an issue specifically because of Supervisor Velasquez and for no other reason. Let's frank about that. It's not something when you get the list of counties and cities that have these relations, you don't self-fund camp. At least I haven't seen it. So this would actually be radical if we did have a self-funding cap. Tried to, and I believe it would be in the courts, and we would probably lose because of speech. It's pretty clear what constitutes states comes with First Amendment, which is the reason, honestly, why we're in this quagmire because of these rules. But that we have to work with. As far as the effective date, I'm going to have a conversation about date. I don't have overly strong opinion. I just would get some input later.
Okay, if I can just spin really quick, just to get on the page. This is at least third time I think I'll discuss this, and we're kind of in the same arguments every time. And I think just a disagreement here, and you could make an argument either way. We do make the both ways, the self or not. And so we had this agreement a lot, and I think there's like I said, each way, just maybe benefit and cons direction. But I am obviously still supportive of this. I was one of the ones who helped propose it. So I would still support this, and I would. I'm also open to moving the effective date to the next report period. I think that does make sense, and so I would support that. And if there is any other comments, I entertain a motion.
Yeah,
Either.
one comment.
Sure.
Please. Go back to the fund issue. Say again, there been any conversation about restricting PAC money? Answer is no. None. In other words, again, PACs come in as much as they want to control our candidate, our community. Or sometimes it's up them into defense, so we'll put the hands on. And we talk about restricting PACs. There's no conversation about it. And the reason is because we're losing court. And they have money to sue us in court. Same law applies to individuals. Exact same law. So what are we trying to say? We're going to force illegal option on you, but we're not going to even bother the big money people. It's not right. Again, my would I like to see everyone restrict to a certain dollar amount. That would be great in our retreat. Right? We can't, it's not the work. The Supreme Court has made that very clear. I don't mind changing the dates or what we need to do for report periods, but I want to make sure I'm very clear. I've never had a campaign where someone hasn't come strong against me to silence me. Probably wouldn't run for office if I didn't experience the things that people trying to take our community and feel like to stand up with our community completely to special interest groups. That's what I'm saying about what we're doing. And hopefully day will come where we don't have to deal with tax and longer we can restrict campaign contributions across the board.
I completely agree in supporting tax big deal. We know we can't do it. I agree. The problem I'm struggling with is funding also can be self-interest. I'm not saying you, I'm there out there will self-fund and for office because they have things and if they don't have a limit, it putting same sorry about that, I dropped something. They have same ability as PAC is self-funding does, but individuals that don't have means by limiting contribution amounts will actually limit what they can do in raising it is a balanced field. So I feel like we're unbalanced because we're reducing it in contribution, but at the same time, we're not reducing our own funding. When in actuality, we're going to reduce everything, which I completely agree, reducing everything, including PAC. So that's kind of a moot point. I do want to make sure that everyone is so understands that this in no means affects measures. Measure not affected by this at all. That includes any type of measure, whether it doesn't matter what kind of measure it is. The $100,000 limit, I believe FPB is, $100,000 limit on any measure. That includes any type of measure. You will hopefully benefit from this because in a potential recall, you have a $100,000 limit what you can raise in a recall. Recall measures are not they're not held any of this. Only the candidates that run in a recent election will be held this. So you have a $100,000 limit in recall. That also seems not fair. It goes both ways. I think there's so many problems with campaign finance. I think PAC are bad. I think having individuals being able to have a nonprofit that are doing mailers against other candidates and not being called out on, I think all that is bad. I'd love if we didn't have to raise any money. We just got to go door to door and talk to people. It would be the best thing in the world. And I think that's where this community would be productive. But unfortunately, we can't separate ourselves from the rest of the world. We have to live in the areas out there. So I really appreciate the reconsideration of the effect date. I think for even if we do anything with independent expenditure limits, I really recommend we change the effective date to the April 19th first re-election filing opening period. That's April 19th to the May 16th. From the April 19th forward would be effective, so we would not have any renewal current. That's our recommendation. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, the Board of Supervisors adopted an order for the County Board of Supervisors establish campaign disclosure requirements and contribution limits, amending law definitions and enforcement as on the agenda with Weiner amendment, change effective to April 18th.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Roll call vote.
Supervisor Inger?
Yes.
Supervisor Velez?
Yes.
Supervisor Cosme?
Yes.
Supervisor Tell?
No.
Supervisor Curl?
Yes.
4-1 vote, motion passes.
Thank we 2 points, but we're doing that at a future meeting. So move on to 2 points.
Yes. I'm going to explain the type.
Okay.
Small type of so you can. Okay.
Good afternoon, board. So with the report, thank you for pointing out that go on page 32. The table show you and instead of Parks and Recreation should be library facilities label and expenditures to date included library grant 4.95. So there is one correction there that would be raised to $365,048.65 on expenditures to date. Everything else, as far as we've extended on it actually for fiscal year 24-25 is correct. So yeah, data page. page 32, and then on page 33, this needs to appear at the end of the sentence.
Okay.
Thank you.
Supervisor Tello, I believe hold this.
Yeah, with corrections. I just want to make sure it was corrected, and that's it. So you do.
I'll move to approve the item as recommended with corrections.
Second.
Okay. Your first, second, roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Zhang?
Yes.
Supervisor Vasquez?
Yes.
Supervisor Cosmic?
Yes.
Supervisor So?
Yes.
Supervisor Ko?
Yes.
5-0, motion passes.
Great, thank you. Next, point 1-4, Supervisor Cosmic.
Thank you, Rich. And yeah, I appreciate Steve coming up. A couple questions on this. Broadly, he brought this concern in the past as far as, on the board for, I guess it's 5 years going, 6 years now. Just in the last year, I would a year to 2 years, had what I call a flood of CF annexation requests. The reason for this, I'd like down to the bottom of it, expect why. We're looking at updating our CD fees, and we have different board, obviously different makeup. And so the question I have, just broadly speaking, is okay, we don't have a project in place. There's CFDs essentially meant there's similar language that we've seen in of these. CFDs are essentially the taxing mechanisms for the public say tax new residential and rural areas for service infrastructure to come those developments. If we have a project, why are we considering a next property into the CFD? I feel like things are particularly out of order. That's first, and I'll address in a moment. Second part is we are updating our CFDs. We think there will on this board do them. Why are we considering these right now? Would we not consider perhaps some sort of moratorium on CFD annexation while we're updating our fees to get them in line where they should be? Because you're getting next into the now, I think you're getting some level of total break. But if you could address the process, I think the main concern I have is why are we considering all these CF annexations? This one today, there is no project. And we just choose the process, put it into code, that CFD annexation would occur after some level in the planning process when we actually have kind of thing developed. So we know as a board, we're actually annexing into the CFD.
Good morning. Yes, I will definitely end it. Congratulations to our new chair. So, question for Resident Mickey. When property subdivides, through approach the planning commission, and if the zoning requirements, SEQA requirements, and the planning commission approves the project, this county staff simply puts a condition on a project that any new parcel, when build a home or EDU, can be taxed, just as you said. So that, and what this findings, I think, probably been more explains. There's no new developments. So let's take a look at that real quick, because that is your question as well. Okay, so finding number 4, for EQA, which for Center for the California Environmental Quality. Finding number 4, this is physically suitable for density of development. And I'll through some few sentences and just read it. As stated earlier, the project purpose is to establish 3 new parcels. So there's one large parcel, 8 acres, and the owner proposed to subdivide it into 3 parcels. So the subdivision will not result in increased density of uses beyond current zoning allowances. The general plan land use district permits 1 dwelling per 5 acres with the county zone ordinance aligning minimum lot size with requirements. The only additional uses allowed by the subdivision would be extra units, AD units. This project proposed no extraction. The subdivision changes little lines, i.e. property lines, and not building. Zoning already allows the same use. So actually, that extra, there's already 2 homes there for the extra parcel. The person build a home, and at the end of the site could build 1 or 2 EU. And so when build a home, annexing to our CFD now today just allows, there's 2 says that when they're annexed into DFD, Community Facility District, it allows us to assess annual tax on that home. That's all that is, so that it pay for the tax to the county. So.
Right. And this particular proposal seems very routine in nature, and I don't have any issue. I don't guide the applicants. It's just, I've questioned this past question again, and I get some point we have to get the process. And maybe this one particular is not the best example of concern that I had. We've had so many of these in the last year or 2 that it's something we have to take a look in the mirror at what's going on here and try to address there's issue. That's just, can we do this FD annexation after let's just say propose home and ADU on this particular property, or somebody else subdivides, and proposes 150 homes. But that's the issue I have here. We don't even know what we're really considering here when it comes to, and the other part is, let's just say there's a major development and we, a board, make a decision as a board, a legislative decision to annex that property or the properties into CFD. And we're essentially saying, in a sense, saying that there's expectation for housing development there. And my other concern would be, are they getting some level of entitlement at that point? Are they going to be able to turn around Sioux County, let's just say 150 homes, 1,000 homes? Because why did you annex into this CFD? It wasn't an expectation for housing. So that's where I can learn in the process. If there's a way to change process so the CFD annexation occurs after some level of planning commission or board approval, at some level we know that there are 78 homes or 150 homes or 500 homes, types of home, multifamily, affordable. Something seems off in the process that we're approving CFD annexation before we even have project have any clue what's going on with the properties. That's my primary concern. If there's a way to simply change the process, put it in a meeting, there's no expectation to come to board, CFD annexation, until we have something on paper that's precisely what we plan to do with a project. Idea is considered after we have an idea what is going on with these properties. And then secondly, I would suggest, maybe it has to be a right, but I would suggest taking a look at, putting the gas pedal on updated CFDs and a moratorium on annexations until we have these updated. Thank you.
You bet. And yes, we'll absolutely get CFDs requested. And you actually brought up a point. In the future, if someone were to further subdivide the property, the whole entire new must be beyond what we're discussing today. It helps.
Today, but this is a small example, larger issue, and I necessarily think or suspect there's any issue here with this particular property. Maybe a major development and this subdivided later on the road. Who knows their business? I just think the process is awry, and that we should be considering we have a product in place before we consider entering into it. To just react that.
Sure, but seems a correction.
Well, I just want to understand. I kind of do almost thought that because if we don't annex it into the CFD and we're not collecting any of the money to fund fire, law enforcement, the EFD purpose.
Correct.
Is there a way that we could still collect the fee with adding a disclaimer in any annexation like this into a EFD that's saying that this no entitlement, you not eligible, does not foresee anything in there for you. You would have to go through the proper process so that we can make sure we're getting those CF dollars. So I hear you're going with it, and I would love to have an agenda that kind of dives into this, the different ways things have happened, and how can we write policy that prevent you approve something and all of a sudden, like, well, you're not implementing. We don't want that. So how can we still collect fees for services, even if annexing into, split parts into, parcels or divide into 3 parcels? How do we ensure that? That's only reverse where Supervisor Cosmic was going.
Supervisor, we're county, so maybe there is, we can make a map, perhaps. There's a future entitlement. We'd have to work counting on that. So I read the equipment because this president to do is build a home and build made units. It's all they're entitled to at the moment. So perhaps we add to the map and we're county council in the chair.
Thank you, sir. 2 questions for the supervisors. So I can understand it clear. And first, let me make clear report as board. Last year, we agreed it is time to very aggressive and update all of our fees so that we don't have ongoing red problems in our county. But I went back to the FD. FDs are part of the future of funding our community. The 2 questions I heard. Somebody subdividing their properties, as pointed out by both supervisors, but don't have a project yet. Are the CDs in play at that point?
So once they build a structure, if they have a structure, once they have a structure, the CF can assess the annual tax on that structure. So it's vacant land and it's just dirt and grass and things, then we can't assess a tax on that vacant parcel.
To the point Supervisor Coggins makes, why are they going for it now? Is the point, the CFD, this point, let me ask the question away. It took that pretty subdivided, they have a trailer in it right now. There's a structure that CFD
a trailer is to be a permanent structure, home building.
Get it? So, but here's my point. A trailer catch on fire as home can catch fire. Meat service required. Personally, the trailer can need medical service as up to limited and can need medical service into emergency calls. Correct?
Correct.
That's why I'm kind of wondering what we do here. If we're to be subdivided, at that point, if you're going to ask for CFD, you should pay CFD from that point on. You're building structure or not. I think a lot of some of those industries trying to divide land, subdividing home down the road. When they build it, they'd have to pay for that point. But get today's prices of CFD, because when you issue CFD, now you're stuck to the annual increase only. You can't change that to the vote of a certain amount of people to choose the fee.
The question, I'm sorry.
I'm asking you, that true. Particularly if a person requests CFD today and CFD $5, 1 year, 2 year we were out, it's costing $1,000 per property maintain. You can't take that $500 fee and raise it to $1,000.
But it's, I think it's said, if I'm in the right terms, because it's to the consumer price index. Is that right? To be increased.
That is correct.
Do you want to? And this is Linda Young, see Courtney. So.
Hi, members. So to clarify, I think you're pointing out 2 separate fees. There's the negative impact fees, which is also like a base rate. If we are maintaining their fees, this assessment that gets calculated based on the services that will be receiving. So if later on they indicate that they want the county to maintain landscaping, but did not assess, they did not annex to the CFD with special assessments. It's kind of sort of item that's coming up with different corners. They only annex with NFI. We re-annexing them phases for the special assessment. So not going to have additional tax assessment add to their negative fiscal impact.
I get it. Thank you. I've been involved with the CFD for quite a while in the past. And There's a question brought up again, are they correct fees? Remember at the time we were discussing this, the city, the kid was way on our fees. This go back to 2014. And the point was made that once you have issued CFEs, you can only increase by a percentage each year. Whereas your issued CFE is based at current rate. So again, going back to the example, if this year we're charging $5, by next year we realize, gee, it should be $1,000. That person at the CFE the year before, $500, is only being increased by 2 and 3%. The other person now, neighbor, would pay $1,000, which leaves the problem of why are we going to issue CFD until it's ready? And then go back to the question of you have land, but decide to put a trailer on that for somebody to live, that now triggers basically the need for fire, medical, police service. So the only thing, I'm not out here for an answer today. I'm saying what we should be doing is being clear on board what these should be and when it's triggered. I think it's very important. Otherwise, we'll find ourselves in the exact same situations we were in the past.
So don't you need to start and fiscal report
Right.
to know to change.
Yeah, highly suspect we're probably low on burden fees, and we need to account for everything. Sheriff, corrections, fire, roads to a point to just through the neighborhood into the main artery, what's going on. So we're collecting what needs collected. And thank you.
Anything else?
Mr. I would suggest we table this and bring back a better discussion on CD and include potential moratoriums are permanent to put some sort of moratorium on these that we iron out exactly processes in place that we want and we want to move forward with updated fees.
Okay. Yeah.
I agree with Mr. Chair. I agree with bringing it as a topic that we did dive deeper into. We understand what base fees are. At what point should we be having annexation actually occur? I love the example of the trailer because if service is going to happen, do we have authority as governing body to be able to impose those fees at the time trailers on there? These are conversations we need to have. I'm not understanding it with this specific item because it seems like a cut and dry division. I want to use this to stop family inheritance. I don't know anything about the apple. I don't know what's going on. But I want to make sure I would move this forward with your standing. We want them back and address all of these things and have a plan when we will be accepting annexation to fees and when won't. Because like you, a very valid point. If they do it early, they're locked in. Do we have any authority to be able, without going to the voter, to include those? So it's a good topic.
Ms. Chair, I totally appreciate that. If this I'm going to stage a set item on the agenda later that involves 74 homes. I would like to a moratorium CFD personally stand by said that we're consistent across the board at this point in time today. Because approving this and then saying later that we like to halt problematic. So just suggest just taking a step back, maybe this is just a couple weeks or a month, and the folks that are opposing can come forward or senators and whatever they need to do. But the overall issue means to be paused that we get a hand on this before we start issuing CFDs for projects that already have protection. So main concern is getting fair air back from all projects, including this one, including the that's later. Thank you.
I agree with it, sir. We need a motion for data, or how do we do this a better discussion?
Mr. Chair, members of the supervisors, would suggest that you table this for a future date, or if you wish to bring back at a date soon, possibly consider February 24th for us to work with the county executive and the resource management agency to evaluate all of your options, bring them back to your consideration.
Yeah, it's just if we are table this, we like as possible. So if that's a date for now, then I would support that. Okay, I need a motion to table it then.
I'll move table.
I can't. Is there a roll call vote?
So who was second?
Supervisor.
Thank you. Supervisor Unger?
Yes.
Supervisor Velkis?
Yes.
Supervisor Mickey?
Yes.
Supervisor Sotelo? Supervisor Earl?
No, I'm sorry. I don't heard anyone right now.
3-2 vote, motion pass.
Great. Okay, that would conclude consent. Take a 5-minute break and then it's public hearing. Thank you.
Recording stop.
Yeah.
There, that's asking to do it for the consent.
Sure. Gotta go back to the rector. Thank you.